Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. Today we're going to talk a little bit about writer's block as we switch from one story to the next story. We're talking, friends of mine and I were talking just yesterday, and we said, there's no such thing as truck driving block or a construction worker block or any of these other things, or whatever job you do in the daytime. There's no such thing as writer's block. When you talk to professional writers, generally they don't have writer's block. And that's because it's consistent and it's every day. That's one reason. The second reason is that if you can get beyond this idea of just writing thinly veiled autobiographical stories, it becomes much easier to come up with new topics. There's a different type of writer's block that you have to be aware of as well, and that's when you write 3 or 4 pages, you can't think of anything more to write. That's because you don't have any story to your story, right? And we talked about that last week. And so today we're gonna do one of the tricks that avoids writer's block. And this whole month we're writing short stories, and we're gonna avoid writing about ourselves, right? We're gonna do the pure act of the pure artistic act of short story writing, which is to write a story about characters who exist in the world and let them kind of do what they're gonna do. Okay, so last week he wrote the story about these two people entered from different settings, from different directions, one setting, and how that played out. You had a protagonist, you had an antagonist. You might have had other characters as well. What I want you to do is you're gonna now write what I call the splinter story. And what a splinter story is okay, you've got your story that's been going like this, and you had a character wander through. Let's take that character and let's splinter off and let's find out about this character's reality. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get a larger view of this sort of world that you've created. Okay, so let's think of a splinter story. And today you don't have to write anything. We're just going to write notes and ideas down below when you post things, right? So what's a good splinter story? It's the story probably of your antagonist. Now, if you had a third character who is just kind of interacting, sort of, that's a better splinter story, right? Because now you've got a richer look at this life, and maybe we'll come back to the antagonist later. Now, in my story, my best possible one would probably be the mother or father of the young kid who's been sitting there fiddling on his phone, right? What's this person's reality? Now, when I think about it, it's kind of interesting, because I had my character, and then my antagonist, she came in, she talked to him, then went to talk to parents, and then went and talked to the character again. What kind of mother or father allows his or her child to be confronted by this? What's going on in the emotional reality of those characters? I probably have two antagonists. I'm going to do it from the point of view, should I do mother or father? I'll leave it up to my camera person and director. Mother or father?
Father.
I'll do it from the point of view of the father then, all right? That's good. Okay, so now I've got two antagonists, possibly three. The third one could be the backpacker. I'm gonna leave her for later probably. I think she's gone. But then we have the son and the mother, right? Now, remembering that antagonism doesn't have to be hatred or anger. What is it in this father that allowed him to let his son confront this woman by himself? And I think it probably, you know what, he's one of these guys who wants to teach his son self-reliance, which is not a bad thing. And the way he's wanted to do it is he wanted to see how the kid played out with this woman. Okay, so now I've got to decide what he wants. So we've got character, and I'm looking for desire. What does he want? He probably wants something in the family dynamic. Um, let's see. He wants to show his son that he's not a loser, right? Okay, and he wants to here's the problem. Here's one of his major conflicts. He's just been laid off, and he's somebody who thinks that he's got his whole identity wrapped around the idea of him being an architect, right? And he feels he's been unmanned. And from his point of view, worse yet, his wife just got a bonus at work, right? She's not a bad person. She's not attacking him in any way. This is all his problem, right? And so he's got an antagonist in his wife who is nothing but nice. He's got an antagonist in his son who is just kind of oblivious to what's going on. And so he's going to try his first strategy to show that he has retained his masculinity to these people who don't believe that he's lost it. And his first strategy is to, let's see, it's probably going to be with the son. What is he going to do? he's going to, I don't want him to yell at I don't want to be the typical, yelly kind of parent. Um, he's gonna start talking to his son, and explaining the importance of being able to meet people, and deal with people that you don't like, right? And so this is going to be strategy number one, as he asserts his sort of imagined male authority by driving, and to him this is going to be a big thing. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, and I just want to have those kinds of notes below. So whatever kind of notes you have, we're not even starting the story yet, like how your character is going to act and interact, down below. Okay, and by the way, look at this. Okay, that's 30 days until done, and I'll see you tomorrow.